Welcome to Hudson County TV. The following opinion is solely my own, and it does not reflect that of Hudson County TV, its producers, or sponsors. With issues such as race and the police dominating the headlines, I'm here to tell you what the mainstream media won't. And that is the subject of today's Hot Topic. With the recent deaths of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, and Eric Garner in Staten Island, New York, people within traditional media and those all over social media seem to have an opinion about these unfortunate incidents. In the Michael Brown case, we have been made privy to thousands of pages concerning transcripts, eyewitness accounts that have been questioned, and testimony we never had the chance to view firsthand, but we may never really know what happened in Ferguson earlier this summer. The looting and rioting that ensued was completely unacceptable, and what did it really accomplish? An area that is predominantly black saw residents destroy a multitude of black-owned businesses. If you think that is an appropriate form of dissent, then you are truly clueless. In the Eric Garner case, there was video evidence clearly showing a maneuver being used that has been banned according to NYPD regulations, and at the very least, this is a negligent homicide. Thankfully, protests and demonstrations in the New York City area remain peaceful, and hopefully they will continue that way. Sadly, neither of the officers in these cases, Darren Wilson and Daniel Pantaleo, will face an indictment. While the court of law has laid down its decision, the court of public opinion is in an absolute uproar. While these are very tragic situations, there is something even more tragic not being discussed. Of course, there needs to be a conversation consisting of reforming the way police departments go about their business in this country. But what goes largely ignored is something a Democrat predicted 50 years ago and would ultimately hurt the black community the most, and that is the breakdown of the two-parent family structure. Per the late Daniel Patrick Moynihan's 1965 Black Poverty Report, when he was serving as Assistant Labor Secretary at the time, and eventually went on to become a United States Senator from the state of New York in 1977, he discussed the following because he was also a very respected sociologist. He said, quote, "About a quarter of black families are headed by women. The divorce rate is about 2.5 times what it is compared with whites. The number of fatherless children keeps growing. And all of these things keep getting worse, not better, over recent years." Well, Moynihan's fears have indeed been realized, as the most recent report by the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta indicates 72% of children in the black community are born out of wedlock. Still, education, family structure, dropout rates, and stressing alternatives like trade schools post-high school still aren't any part of the aforementioned national conversation. All we keep hearing about in some circles of cable news is why the biggest threat to black male youth are white police officers, about there being a war on black youth, even some going as far as calling what is transpiring genocide. Well, we know that's not true. However, what seems to be missed in this rhetoric are these kind of statistics. 85% of whites graduate high school, while only 76% of Hispanics and 68% of blacks do, according to America's Promise Alliance, a group funded and founded by Colin Powell. That number apparently seems to drop 52% if you're only looking at black males. We're told it's time to have another national conversation about race. The black community's mistrust in the police is indeed an issue that needs to be addressed, and healing is imperative. Body cameras will help take some ambiguity out of the equation in this regard, and let's hope that they are implemented nationwide as soon as possible. But the root of the problem goes far deeper than what happened between Darren Wilson and Michael Brown, in addition to Eric Garner and Danny Pantaleo. It can't be expressed in brief sound bites or by booking the usual exploiters of these situations who bring nothing but noise instead of solutions. We all know who they are, ladies and gentlemen. The race-baiting opportunists, the media whores, and the attention junkies we have all become accustomed to, and quite frankly, should make you nauseous. You know, the Al Sharptons and the Jesse Jacksons of the world. They do nothing to advance this very much needed discussion. They simply see the fire and bring a gallon of kerosene to it instead of trying to extinguish it. How anyone can take these propagandas seriously is beyond me. What I've discussed here needs to be examined. Sometimes the truth isn't always popular, but the facts still remain. Stop the political correctness and let's tell it like it is. I'm Fernando Uribe, and that's my opinion. For more outstanding journalism on a daily basis, please continue to check out HudsonCountyTV.com. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay classy, everyone.